do it. Okay, it's the 18th of February 2024, my 68th birthday, and it's the NGL intro, The Power of the Soft Qualities to Transform Patriarchy. And I'm just looking at who's here, who I know, who I don't know. And I want to start with a few minutes of review of the content. It was a kind of a before and after article. Something in the work changed since this article was written, because it put something together that previously was implicit and made it clear. It's my deepest way of expressing the idea of that is central to nonviolence, of aligning means with ends. There are still way too many people in the world who they wouldn't agree with what I'm saying, but implicitly act as if patriarchal means can bring about a post-patriarchal society. So if you look at revolutions, if you look at social action, if you look at how people respond to conflict, any number of things that people do with an intention of creating more, you name it, more equitable distribution of resources, whatever they mean by that, because I don't think that's a very clear concept. More justice, even more whatever people mean by justice, because I personally think that justice is a patriarchal concept. More, even when they speak in the name of more care, the means still come from the patriarchal legacy of scarcity, separation, and powerlessness. And as a friend of mine in the nonviolence movement said, Stephanie Van Hoek, you cannot plant tomatoes and harvest corn. It's now because Kirsten is in Germany, I think, it is wanting me to confirm that my language for the transcript is German. And it actually isn't, as you all know. There is English. And I saved it long ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I lost the thread of exactly where I was. Does anybody remember the last thing I said before the thing about the language?
Corn and tomatoes.
Yes.
Yes.
And that means this is a deep insight of nonviolence, that means are ends in the making. And in the last while, it seems clearer and clearer that the essence of what we're doing within NGL is about aligning means with ends. So that every step of the way, everything that we do is done as close as we know to make it to the vision of what we want to create. Obviously, we're all riddled with patriarchal patterning within us. We can't just decide it's gone and then it's gone. And there's still a world of difference between having awareness that it's there and putting attention constantly and consistently on shifting it, and imagining that just because you're one of the good guys, it's just going to not be there. We have shared values, so many communities decide. We have shared values, things are going to work out. No, they're not unless you make them work out in the way that you want them to be, by anchoring your beliefs, your vision, all of that on the material plane with how you want to function. So that's the fundamental insight. And where the soft qualities fit within that is that they are at the heart of what patriarchy scorns and what makes it so difficult to function differently. Because anywhere you go, just listen to this, and I don't know if this is spread around the world, this thing of like, oh, that's just soft skills, for example. What does it mean, that's just soft skills? Have you heard, and has anybody heard something along those lines? Nod with your head if you have. You know what I'm pointing to. That is a way of scorning and putting down essential human qualities that each one of us is born from within and with. Why do we like babies, those who do? We like babies because they exhibit the soft qualities. What is the thing we try to root out of them most quickly? The soft qualities. Don't cry. Do as you're told. What is all of that? It's taking that out of them. So the essential nature of it is, if we're going to transform the patriarchal field, my deep conviction, it will come from surrounding the patriarchal field with a larger field made of love that can melt it. Not by fighting it, not by smashing it. No amount of control will bring us flow. No amount of judgment will bring us togetherness. No amount of shoulds would bring us choice. If we want choice, embracing vulnerability is key to being able to choose. Otherwise, we are going to be afraid of what happens if ... I used to have an image that would haunt me, that I'm sure was taken from the bullying that I experienced early in life. Not so early and consistently, but the image is from very early in life. Like in the image, I'm like 8 or something. I think that's when the bullying started for real. And in the image, I stand in the middle of a circle. There is a circle of people around me. They're pointing their finger at me and they're laughing. That image used to haunt me, that image of ridicule. And with that, it constrained my choices. One day, I don't know what that grace came from. I was standing in the image. They were doing it. And then I started crying. I was crying and crying in the image, not in my physicality. I was crying and crying, and I was telling them how painful it was, what they were doing. And then they lost their power. They could continue doing what they were doing, but they no longer had power in relation to me. I preempted it by going soft. What else could they do? It was over for them. And guess what? The image has never come back since that moment. It's like I transformed it in that deep place where it was constraining me, and I became free. So that's all I want to say by way of introduction. I am hoping and assuming that all of you looked at the previous material, so you have more context. And I'm thinking we will do this time what I forgot to do last time, which is putting you in small groups so you can talk with each other and come up with questions. And then you come back, and then the rest of the time it's questions. And we might take another break for small groups. Kirsten, can you do like just random assignment groups? Do you know how to do that without having to put people in groups?
Okay, I've already put people into groups of 3. So
Great.
I will just open that.
Yeah, let's do it for 15 minutes. Just really talk about it. See what arises as what you want to hear from me about.
Okay, I've done something strange. There was no time limit, so I closed the rooms again and then I
No, you can just time it and let people know when it's
okay, but now they want to close and I don't know how to stop it. Okay.
oh, just send a message to people to come back. Just send a message to people to come back.
Yeah, but now it says it will close the rooms and
I know, but we don't have to even wait for the 20. Okay, never mind, we'll wait.
Yeah, it's I cannot.
No, you could have sent them a message to ask them to come back and not wait.
Yeah, but I clicked close all rooms in haste and then it's.
No, but after you click that, you can't send a message to people? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's I cannot redo the not closing the room. So it
But
says
that's not what I asked you to. It's okay. That's not what I asked you to do. I asked you to send them. Anyway, here we are. The groups were started in a way that didn't have all that we wanted. You know how to do it now, Kirsten?
I'm here with you too. It's Martwa. I just joined.
Hi. We're just going into small groups. You will find out in a second.
Okay. Yep.
Okay,
That's cool.
I thought it would ask me to. I don't find the. Yeah, I don't need to find it.
Okay, so here's what it is. We don't know how to do the timer thing. So you'll go into the group, and every 5 minutes or so, Kirsten will send you a message into the group so you know more or less where you are in the time. And then that's it. And you'll count the time and just bring people back when it's time.
Yeah.
And will we have 20 minutes or 15?
15.
Thank
You
you.
want 20?
I'm just asking.
No, 15 is the intention. It was just, she doesn't know how to set the timer that tells you where you are in the time.
Kirsten, do you need?
Yeah,
Kirsten, are you suffering now?
I'm a little bit nervous. Yes.
Then let's pause because this is a moment. Here is exactly the moment. Exactly. You see it? You see it. It's running internally within Kirsten. It may be that it's running within some of you. It's like, why do they have a tech person who doesn't know what she's doing? Is anybody having some kind of a thought? Don't bring it. But you know that some people would. And Kirsten is sitting with it. And now her inner space is smaller because she made a mistake. Yes, she made a mistake, right? What's the big deal about making a mistake? Why is it that our entire world crashes when we made a mistake? And now she's going to be more likely to make another mistake because our creativity thrives on spaciousness and is limited when we are stressed. We all know that. So I would invite you to take a few breaths and inside bring tenderness to yourself as much as you can. Until you feel that now you have enough spaciousness to do this. We can't do anything better right now than to do that. this is where it happens, where we don't like, okay, fine, now let's get going. Full breath.
Yeah, thank you. And I've assigned everyone to a room. And maybe Cheryl, can you not go in the room and stay here and yeah, help me?
Yes.
That would be cool.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All participants have been invited to join breakout rooms.
Great.
Oh, Kirsten may have said no to a special room.
No, I assigned you to a breakout room and yeah. Broadcast.
Oh yeah, there's a broadcast.
Because about sending the messages, I
If
do not.
Have a timer. Oh, do we have the
Right. It's now all yours. If there are no questions, we're done. Kate. Yes, I want to prioritize here the people who can't make it when I do it in other times throughout the day. So I just want to give that priority as much as possible. Yes, Kate.
Hey, Nikki. Lovely to be actually live on the call with you. I've been trying to chase my tail with recordings. It's been great. So thank you for being part of this time zone. So I have a call. Can you hear me okay? The cicadas have just started really loud. Okay. Tell me if you can.
We can hear you, but there is an extra static metallic tone to your voice. That's just
Okay.
how.
Okay. It might be the cicadas in my background, but I'll try to bring closer. So my question, Nikki, is, and I so don't claim to have done this well, there's always room for improvement, but even when we express ourselves with vulnerability and honesty, like how to stay connected to the soft qualities when what we've just done is labeled as drama.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this goes to a very subtle layer, which is the difference between me holding my vulnerability within me and offering myself from within there while holding me, and putting my vulnerability in the other person's hands and suddenly expecting them to take care of me. I think the former is much less likely to be called drama. You know what I mean?
Totally. Bingo.
It's a
Yeah.
very, very, very difficult discipline. But it's actually it was a very illuminating clarity that came to me that there isn't a one-to-one correspondence between who is speaking and where the emotional attention is. So I could be speaking about my experience and the emotional attention is actually on you. I could be offering you the most classic empathy that's ever been, and the emotional attention is on me. And it's a separate channel. It's very difficult to grasp, and once you see it all over the place. It's easiest. Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any way you could give me an example of offering empathy, but the focus on me? I think I know what you mean, but that rings a bell for sure.
It's when I am like, you're saying something, I'm really scared. And I'm thinking, okay, empathy helps. All right, I'll give you empathy. Are you da 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 because da 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 da? I'm exaggerating, but you see the point. And I think that the blatant form of it is not very frequent, but the subtle form of it is very often there. We do empathy to protect ourselves. And the other person reads through it. But it's interesting because they read through it energetically, but they have no idea what is happening. They are as confused as you are. They feel it. It's just not landing. And it's not landing because the energy is elsewhere, not actually with their experience. Yeah? You're still thinking. That means the loop is not closed. Say it. Especially with there being so few people, we have the luxury of really luxuriating in each question to its depth.
Mickey, could I ask you to, I don't know, give another example? I feel like this is really important and I'm not getting it here. I can feel something that you're pointing to, and it's like I need, I don't know, maybe some other examples just to really grok it.
Okay.
Okay, so what do I do when I'm really scared? Like in that example,
you put the emotional, you align with the actual, with what you're doing, and you just say, I am really scared hearing you, and I have a sense that it might help both of us if I focus on trying to understand you first before I respond. So I'm going to try to tell you what I think is going on, and it may sound odd, and if it sounds odd, it's because I'm scared. Done.
Okay, thanks. That opens something. It brings tears, actually.
Yeah, we don't usually relate to self and other on that level.
I think it's a bit of a revelation that I could acknowledge and acknowledge that I feel scared and attempt to understand you better.
Yes, this is not taught in NVC training. It's very sad. Acknowledgement, the power of acknowledgement is not taught. I really want the way NVC is taught to expand, to include the power of acknowledgement. It's a particular form of expression that is bridging. It's an expression in the realm of togetherness, not in the realm of the individual. Relational weaving is not woven into how NVC is taught. And it's very sad because NVC is a super potent tool for doing relational weaving, and that's not how it's mostly used.
Okay.
What's in the tears?
There's like a series of just like moments of feeling scared, or somebody else feeling scared, and actually all the attention is then going to them, and then the person who was expressing something is just missed out or occluded. And it's I don't know, I feel like this is a really young part, and it's like I just haven't had the resources or the understanding to, and it's really relevant to my grandson. Like he's got big emotions. A classic, a message from the daughter a couple of days ago, a painting that she's done has been standing in wet and she hadn't realized, and she was upset. And what she was really upset about was that she wasn't allowed to be upset, because as soon as she got upset, Otis starts crying. Her son, he's 8 years old. So there's no room for her words. So there's no room for me, because this just becomes the Otis show. And it is this conundrum that I'm in, how to help him work with his big emotions. And I realized that it's actually similar for me and my big emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. There is a whole learning packet that I wrote about the different aspects of expression and the different purposes that we could use expression for. Acknowledgement being one of them, offering feedback being one of them, being heard being another of them, trying to be heard. I really invite people who are interested in this to actually look at it, because it's all basic NVC that isn't generally taught. We are taught basic NVC in a very oversimplified way, as if the words is what counts. And it's the marrying the words and the intention that gets us somewhere. Without it, the words become mechanical. We don't know why we're saying them. Happy journeys, Rachel, Kate.
Nikki,
Okay,
is that
so-
MVC as expression,
Yes.
authenticity, etc.? Okay, I'll put the link.
And Kate, I'm wondering if you're thinking, oh, I teach NVC. I have not taught this. Is that part of what's going on for you somewhere?
A little bit true. And I'm hanging out with you, and these recordings and NGL is transforming what I want, because I've taken a bit of a break and I'm coming back to it, and I'm really trying to listen. Like, I'm going to do a VM very soon and see what I can produce. It's a very luxurious position to really listen. Because I've every trip you name about teaching or people receiving NVC, I go, yeah, I know that one. I know that one. And it's painful as hell. It nearly stopped me. Like, yeah, it probably has stopped me in my tracks a few times. And, you know, this piece about acknowledgement, oh my goodness, it's so loud in me at the moment. I'm really grateful you've named this.
Yeah.
Because it in fact, actually, of the needs list, the needs lists, acknowledgement was the last one for me to accept when I first saw a list. I went, oh, it's almost like the need for approval, need for acknowledgement, so that was like, how many years ago? 2005. And so I'm grateful for that. I have got another little question, but I'm happy to follow.
I just want to once again do a tiny complexification, which is the need is for relationship, for relational weaving, for all kinds of things. Acknowledgement is a particular strategy that we can offer that. I wouldn't say I have a need for acknowledgement. No, I want to reweave with you in relation to whatever it is that happened. And if you offer me an acknowledgement, if you have that to offer, that would be awesome, but you might not. And if I make that the need, then we're stuck. Show?
Yes, thank you. When I express what you call soft qualities in a situation where that is not expected, then I've been like put down upon, like almost insulted, degraded. Oh, that's really, not something to be done here, kind of. And I have not had the internal resource or any backups or anything. It just shrunk. And coming here, I'm reaffirming that that was okay. That was my best thing I could do for me, except I just didn't have surrounding understanding. But that situation really hasn't changed so much. And I'm still living in the same type of society. So I'm wondering where to go from here.
Yeah. So the first order of business is to recognize and mourn 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 and mourn, which is one of the soft qualities, that no amount of change within ourselves by any stretch of the imagination necessarily means that anything will change around us. Is like, for example, a lot of people learn MVC and it's like, yay, now I know how to make a request. And they somehow think that if they make a request, the other person will then say yes. No, not necessarily. So it's a similar bit.
Yeah, okay.
Ultimately, it's all our responsibility. It's the question is not, can I magically transform my surroundings by embracing the soft qualities? The question is, can I care with sufficient integrity and strength within me for whatever happens when I embrace the soft qualities?
Yeah. Thank you.
Have you ever watched the movie Gandhi?
No.
I invite everyone to watch it and to actually study it, because I think the actor who stepped into the role of being Gandhi, which is big shoes to fill, embodies certain qualities in a way that is very astounding to me. And one of them is there are a few incidents when he is being insulted, put down, and all of that. And he talks to the British officers as equals in a relaxed and respectful and confrontational tone. And it's really beautiful to watch that as an embodiment of one aspect of how I would want us to be.
Yeah.
And one more thing, do you have enough support structures for creating these transformations?
No.
That will limit how far you can go.
Yes. I know. That's why I came here to start with. And this time it works for me because it's now almost 6 p.m., but it started at 5 p.m. rather than many online things that are offered that starts like 2 in the morning and I just can't participate. So I really appreciate this. Thank you.
Yeah. And doing an online course isn't a support structure.
Do you mean like a
like people that you commune with on a regular basis, that that you can talk about your challenges, that they can talk about their challenges, and together you hold collectively your liberation journey. That's an example.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Okay. Other questions? Soft qualities. Shar.
Hi, Mickey. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I think it's kind of a similar, possibly similar as what's been shared. And I'm just like, it's like how to stay soft, even in the face of, I mean, I would say kind of like needs not being met, or like that in the moment, like there isn't a strategy or a the person that I'm interacting with, that so the way that I'm, you know, when I'm communicating, so that it's not being received, and then, I mean, in the past, I've kind of gone into that thing of, you know, like it's a bit like being, you know, being empathic, being honest, being empathic, and then it just like, yeah, it's like how over time to keep being within that soft quality when that relationship isn't, or that interaction, like what's coming back.
Mhm.
Yeah, do you know what I'm not explaining?
It's back to the question of, is it the empathy or is it the tenderness? Do you actually manage to find tenderness within you for this person?
I do, and it's not recognized, or like I know that point where I'm, you know, being vulnerable and having the tenderness for us both in the moment, and I can energetically really feel the depth of it, like, and it's not like a, you know, kidding myself. It doesn't happen all the time, but I know the feeling of it, and then it's, so that tenderness for us both then, you know,
And do you say it?
recognized.
Do you say it?
Yeah,
You say,
yep.
I'm just
Yes.
feeling so much tenderness for both of us.
Yeah. Do I say that? I actually, you know what I think happens is that, yes, I do that. And what I'm actually even remembering and noticing is that that instant, it doesn't come back. But then a few sentences later, or if I keep persisting, then maybe 10 minutes later, then the melting will happen. But it's like, you know, that point is like not always easy to keep within the tenderness.
No. I think that what I would want is not necessarily how do you keep it longer. I think I would want the humility to recognize another soft quality, the humility to recognize when you're no longer able to do it, and to exit with grace, to say, I really want to find a way for this situation to work for both of us. I have exceeded my capacity for creatively responding, and I want to exit because I think my staying here will not help us.
Yeah, which is what I've done, and I kind of make that wrong, actually. I know that when I, you know, internally I go, I should be able to not have to. Yeah. Thank you. That makes sense.
Yes. This is where the non-softness is then.
Yeah, yep. That, I really love that. So in any moment, actually just kind of asking, where is the non-softness around what belief, or what am I thinking, or
and then bring tenderness first to that,
Mm, mm.
to where the non-softness is. Because every non-softness involves, to some degree, going against what is. It's a tall
Yep.
order. You know, not very many of us can be etihilisum,
Yeah.
but we can look in that direction. And what's the next baby step that I can take in the direction of etihilisum, even if I'm never even close to what she was able to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
I it's almost no words can describe how grateful I am to just be here learning this. It's like it's this antidote and remedy to, you know, everything that's happening the unraveling that's happening in our world. And I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Gratitude is one of them.
Mm.
The experience of being in the experience of gratitude is softening. We know that. But then we skip over it to the next thing.
Yep. Mm. Mm. Ah, just breathing it in. Mm. Thank you.
Thank you. We're at your service. Whatever you want to talk about, it's all yours. Julie.
Yeah, it's scary to speak. I feel quite moved, and more open as a result. And my question is that I go into spaces where I am warmly received, and I bring a level of fear that
A level of what? I missed the word.
Fear that means that even in a space where there's warmth, I'm bringing a defensiveness and like I'm in control. I can do it all kind of mask. So yeah, that's where I am. That's what I see happening. Sometimes I'm able to be more open, but a lot of the time there's this conditioning that it's just like I carry it into every situation.
I have a sense that right now is one of the moments of openness. Is that true? So the first thing is to savor it. Just to let yourself savor it, which isn't the same as being grateful. It's just being with the moment of the actual experience. I learned this from my sister in Bal in her first round of dealing with cancer. That's what she was doing, is savoring the moments. And I think when you do that long enough, you can possibly, if you do that every time you're able, you can start learning what is happening now that is making it possible, that isn't happening in these other times when it's not possible. Do you know?
Yes, I think so. I think one aspect is that I hold a lot of groups, not big groups, and that's a role that in some ways is easier for me. But then, because I'm holding, I feel like, I need to be on it. Of all that. Yeah.
So the definition of role carries within it kind of like a package of shoulds.
Yes, thank you. That's why I'm here. Is because because of the opening up and the unpacking and the questioning of that.
This is one of the reasons why I am in a process of gradually shifting and aligning how things are talked about within NGL and in the stuff that comes out of NGL, to talk about roles as little as possible, ideally not at all, and talk instead about functions. Here's the difference. A role exists there and we enter it. And there are certain roles that once you enter them, you can never exit them.
Mm-hmm.
Like people enter the role of parent and they never exit. A function is something that you take and you add to yourself. You do it. And when you do it, you do it. And when you don't do it, you don't do it.
Yeah.
So you fit a role. That means you need to change yourself to fit into whatever the box is that the role defines. And you take on a function that's like a challenge, a thing that you do, but it doesn't change you. You don't need to change to take on something.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
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 So you've been around me a little bit, so you know I have a deep commitment to being unprofessional. Where are you? You disappeared from me. You know that.
Okay. Yeah.
It is not a joke. It's a serious commitment. I think without taking on something like this, there isn't going to be enough strength because we will keep trying to be professional. And professionals are people who have no biology. They're not biological beings. How do I know that? You're not even allowed to need to pee as a professional.
Yeah.
Certainly not feel. God forbid, feel. So when I think of it like this, I realize that me choosing to be unprofessional while simultaneously holding a lot of care and a lot of capacity to engage with what comes, that isn't based on the kind of distance and protection that being a professional brings, then I'm not destabilizing people's well-being, only their worldview. And in that way, I am microscopically turning around the way the world functions. Will this change the large systems that rule our lives? No. but I don't have that sphere of influence. But here I am with 24 other people in this moment with this right now. This is my sphere of influence in this moment. Even better, you. I'm talking with you, and I am being unprofessional with you, and I'm bringing what I bring. And maybe that will support some little bit of transformation, and maybe not just in you. Maybe Rachel, who appears to be crying, is now going like, oh my God, I don't have to be a professional. I never actually had that thought. Maybe that's what she's thinking. We don't know, but something is going on. Every moment counts. There are no throwaway moments. There are no until blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I also want to say one more thing that I'm curious if it's true for you. There's a layer that is not specific to you, but I want to say first so you will understand, which is as women are in order to be respected, we are supposedly going to need to prove ourselves even more than men as being able to be professional, as being able to do this, as being able to do that. So there's so much within certain brands of feminism that are about trying to make women be like the way that men are, like doing late life male training on top of female training. Oh my God, is that a recipe for disaster? I think some of the women know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I see the laughter. You have a speech impediment, and that automatically, societally makes you suspect in terms of capacity. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about stereotypically, generically. And it can make the pressure of the should even bigger than it would for people who don't have that. Because the risk of like showing them that you really can't, that maybe they were right in thinking that with this speech impediment, you can't really do the things that other people do who don't have that. I don't know if that actually happens, but I am wondering if there's any of that there somewhere.
It's more the other way around. I think I've identified with, like, I feel like I've taken on some of the masculine training in an attempt to, match them. And
Yeah.
then it's like I'm doing it to myself, and then the speech impediment is the result.
Oh. Yeah, that I didn't know.
I mean, it's super complex. There's all kinds of stuff in there, but that seems to be, and yeah. That's what we were talking about in the breakout room. I feel like I've got the male training and the female, but the male is the one that's bothering me most, or I feel most stuck with.
Yeah. Yes, there is a subset of us women who somehow get into this, refusal to accept the female training and then trying to be better men than the men.
Yeah. Like, I used to be an architect, and that was really an expression of wanting to be in their club. it's very like very male dominated.
Yeah. So it's perfect because what I tell men when I talk with them about their liberation is that one of their goals is to become as much like a girl as possible, not like a woman, like a girl. Because being a girl, the contempt for being a girl is one of the seeds of male training. So I will invite you to do the same. As much as possible, like a girl. Whatever anybody means by a girl. And I have a book for you to read. It's short and very, very uplifting. It brings up a lot of uplift and a lot of mourning. It's called In a Human Voice.
Yeah, I've already ordered it.
Oh, yes, because I've been talking
You
about it.
mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we see, she doesn't quite say it like this, but female training is a distortion of human qualities that I would like all of us to have towards self and other everywhere. Male training is stunting and clipping those human qualities. So that's your task.
Mm.
Become fully human again, and nothing better than the soft qualities for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the trust. Really, really appreciate it. This was very precious for me to have this conversation. And I'm apparently not the only one.
I see that.
Yeah. Let it in. Just take a few more seconds to just let it in. Savor it. Savor it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the group.
Yeah. Pretty cool group of humans, isn't it?
Yeah. When you were talking about, transmitting something and that maybe it touches me, I really have this image of each of us like this lighthouses kind of. Many lighthouses, not just us here. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I'm just hanging out with you. So you decide when it's truly enough, not 1 second before. No rushing yourself. Just savor it until you feel that organic experience of enough. Mhm. I love how you're taking it layer after layer, deeper and deeper. That's so great.
It's like it's inside us, isn't it? The patriarchy, it's inside. That's what is being dismantled.
Yeah. And whenever any one of us does it, we always do it on behalf of the whole, even if we don't intend to. It's a tiny untwisting of the patriarchal field.
Yeah. Yeah. You really you really caught my stepping out too early.
Mm. Yeah.
It's another defense is I'll get
Don't
out
talk
before you.
about it. Now you just be. Just be. This is a human possibility. All of us have it.
I think that now I really want to hear from somebody else.
You really what?
I really want to hear from somebody else.
Great.
Like that's my enough. I just recognizing that's what it is. It's like I want to hear from you, not I need to get out because yeah.
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 So we're going to torture you a tiny bit more because I am imagining that some people might want to say things related to what just happened rather than the next question.
Yeah, and I'd really like that actually.
And I'm making it open. I'm not requesting it. It's just like if life is moving through you in a way that makes sense to speak, please do. Now I'm curious, seeing that there's quite a number of people moved. What is between that and speaking? Very curious.
I was at that moment about to speak. I just
Okay,
wanted
go for it, Mike. Go
I
for
really
it.
appreciated Julie's vulnerability, and the whole conversation was precious and moving.
Yeah, it connected you with yours.
Beg pardon?
It connected you with yours.
Mm.
Or something in you. It connected with something in you. What is the quality in you that it connected you with?
The oh it connects me with my longing for the gentleness and kindness.
Mm-hmm. That's one. Yeah.
Mm. And it kind of sat right there as soon as you asked that. Mm. Yeah, thank you both.
Welcome. right. Let's see what the next thread is. I think I saw a hand before. It was, is it Anthony?
Yes, it was. It was me. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Um,
it's the English day today.
it's from Oxford.
Uh-huh.
My difficulty is I was thinking about speaking about something that only really happened yesterday or the day before, so it feels very new. Yeah. But so my wife went away to visit her mother-in-law, and normally I would sort of do some sort of problematic, let's say, do problematic things that were sort of, let's say, self-harming. And I really had the urge to do this while, within, I don't know, the afternoon after the morning that you can hear in my voice, I find it very difficult to talk to a group. And when I raised my hand, I then lowered it because my heart went completely nuts. And you said, don't force yourself. Anyway, so what I really wanted to say was I didn't sort of give in to the urge to sort of be self-harming. I don't want to refer to the activity. And it really led to a sense of, well, I'm using Tara Brack's words, but sort of expansion. I felt very relaxed. I wasn't worried about being on my own. And yeah, that I just sort of felt very, I normally count the minutes that until my wife comes back, and it was just like a normal day, and it felt like I wasn't looking for anything. So like I say, I didn't feel lonely when I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Feels quite hard talking about loneliness.
Yeah. I would bet anything that the self-harming activity, whatever it is an attempt to distract you from feeling the loneliness, but it becomes a reinforcing loop. Does that ring like there's some truth to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think loneliness is at the heart of a lot of things, though, isn't it? Because we're talking about weaving relationships, aren't we? And if you're not weaving relationships, you feel lonely.
I think loneliness is a very, very complex creature. I think I find more movement that happens when we aim to grasp what is the underlying need than when we stick with the feeling. Because the feeling may be related to many different kinds of needs, and without knowing what is at the heart of it, we are less likely to be able to move. So it's very interesting that something made it possible for you to interrupt the cycle. Do you know what made it possible?
I don't know, because there have been, it's not like every time, I do this destructive behavior, but somehow this time round it led to, I just felt much more relaxed and not worried about, when my wife was coming home.
Yeah,
I wasn't counting the minutes, but I'm not really sure. I suppose I'm in a sort of phase of, I call them phases because that's roughly how they turn. I'm in a sort of phase of meditation, but it is online mostly. But anyway, it's still very supportive.
So my little worry. I don't know you. I have my belief is that this is our first conversation. Is that
Yes, it is.
okay? So I can't know very much. Also, the quality of the light is behind you, so I'm not seeing your face fully.
Is that better?
Slightly, not much. But
Right.
anyway, don't worry about it. I'm just saying this. Yeah, that's better. That's definitely better. Yeah. It's amazing how much information we take from a face without being able to like say, this is what I'm looking for. I can't know. But when I see your face, there is more, it's like the field of meaning is thicker. So without knowing you, I have a worry that without actually being able to understand what are the conditions that make it more or less likely, you will just be buffeted by what you call phases, and there won't be learning and integration that will shift the underlying pattern. That's why I would want to know what made it possible for me to say no to this behavior that has clearly been like a lifesaver for you somehow, even though I will believe you that it's destructive. We only engage in self-destructive behavior when there is something within that fully believes that that behavior is going to protect us from something, make something happen, attend to some need. I don't really know what that is. It's different from person to person and without context. I fully understand why you wouldn't want to say what the behavior is, and I'm not going to ask you to do that. The behavior itself contains information. If we were to know the behavior, we would have more information about what the behavior is trying to do. So, with the information that I have, the only quality that I want to bring into it is tenderness. Just for you to bring tenderness to the destructive behavior. And even though it's awkward, it's like, if you can think of it as self-protective behavior that has unwanted impacts, that has more.
Mika, I think that rings. I think the reason. I mean, it's just sex and pornography, but it's something that I don't know, I haven't done it for a year or more. But I think I'm able to talk about it because I have brought some tenderness to it. I think that the link with the meditation is meditation. You're learning, aren't you, to allow things to arise and try not to just sort of let them be, not push them away or etc. And I think the difference this time is that although it was very strong in my head, I don't think I pushed it away in the same way as I have in the past.
Yeah. So it sounds like you may be beginning to integrate some of it.
Yeah, I feel I can be more tender to that side of me. Yeah, I think yes.
And do you have a sense in which way it is self-destructive? What does it do? What is the actual impact?
Well, it's just, I don't know, it feels aggressive, but it's also it just sort of it disgusts me in the end. But it has a sort of compulsion.
I understand, and I appreciate your willingness to speak about it. And I'm not going to turn this into a therapy session. I'm just following this link. And what is the disgust about? What does it actually do to you that you think of as destructive? I'm worried that you will be repeating things, like people shouldn't do pornography. And don't get me wrong, I find pornography really painful for me, knowing that people do it. So it's not like I'm in this equanimity, do whatever you want. No, it's from within being impacted that I'm still thinking that if you are using labels applied to it by others without a clear sense of in what way is it destroying you? Why are you disgusted?
It's the witnessing of violence, I think, that upsets me.
Yeah, okay. Now we know. And now let's be with that for a moment. With you are engaging in behavior designed to bring you relief from loneliness that exposes you to more violence than your soul can metabolize. That's the description I would give it.
Why do sensitive people seek out violence?
Oh, I think it's training. It's very, very deep societal training that I don't think I can improve on Walter Wink and on Marshall.
It's to do with disowning your sensitivity, isn't it? As if that's wrong, partly.
I think that helps. But yeah, I don't have an immediate answer that comes to me.
No, when I asked that question, it felt like another answer. It felt like it just leads to other questions.
Yeah.
But this feels a very real conversation. I don't know. Normally, I feel my heart would be thumping away, but I just feel like I'm having a conversation with you. I don't know. That might well be you as much as the.
I think part of it is me, and here is what I bring to it: a deep commitment to looking at things as information instead of evaluating them.
You mean experience them, or?
No, when I'm talking with you, I'm taking in what you're saying as information.
Oh, right. In a
information.
In a non-judgmental way.
Yeah, I'm pretty able to do that. And it's not that I like it. I don't like it that you do that. I really want to say that so I don't appear like some kind of a removed saint. No, fucking hell no. I'm sick and tired of pornography. It's not, I'm not neutral about it. But you engaging in it is not the issue. I want to actually be with you because if I can lend you that lens of information and you can do just the tiniest bit of that towards yourself, there's more of a likelihood that you will find a path that is actually chosen about how you want to engage with life. Yeah. So it's a lot of curiosity in me. Because how often do I find someone who's willing to talk about it in this way? It's so rare. It's big service to us that you're willing to do that. I'm imagining that many others feel this way too, that this is like a very rare opportunity.
This must be provocative is not the right word, but must be raising a lot of things for a lot of our female audience.
I'm hoping that what it does is it humanizes men. That's what I'm hoping it does. And I totally separate the institution of pornography from the individual men who choose it. It's not the same. Somebody is actually producing this, making it, luring people into it. It's a different order. And if that person was here, I would hope that I could talk with them in the same way I'm talking with you. I don't know if I have enough capacity for that. If we can't co-hold with tenderness the things that are not aligned with life, we will keep fighting against them. And if we fight against them, we're doing the same thing. I don't want to fight against it. I just want to understand and join forces with you. I don't even want the word forces. I want to join with you in holding it with tenderness, mourning it, and bringing curiosity to what else is possible. Because, you know, the distortions in the patriarchal field around sex and sexuality are some of the deepest layers, and confronting them is not easy. I have a sense of enoughness with this, and I'm wondering if there's anything more that's important to you that you either say or hear before you can land this for today. Just the feeling within me is it's enough for now.
Yeah, I think it's enough for now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nele, are you within the same thread?
This would refer more to what Julie shared and something that was touched in me and feels like a new thread.
Okay. I want to know if there's anything that anybody wants to say in relation to the conversation that Anthony and I just had. All right, then.
I wanted to share something.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm feeling moved by the conversation between you and Anthony, and I'm grateful for what you shared, Anthony. It feels soft inside and bringing more understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kate and Ascaldea.
Yeah, thank you so much, both of you, and everybody else just being in presence of this, because this is such an incredibly important topic, and I'm stumped to speak about it or to even bring it or like to engage with anyone around it. I guess it's just, I'm just aware of the power of the tenderness that you both just spoke, the honesty and the tenderness, and something about diffusing. I don't know if diffusing is even the right word, but the harming elements of pornography, you know, just like it's like shining a light, and therefore it the power that hides in the shadows is less. I don't know how to say that any better.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. the world has,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the world now has more something, more love. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that love that if we surround the patriarchal field with it, can really transform it. On micro scales, I've seen that happen so much that I no longer doubt it. Yeah.
And the reuniting of power and love, you know. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Ascaldea?
I don't know if I'll be able to say the things, but maybe I can try for a second and we'll see. So one thing was that there was some kind of wave of intensity in me in response to hearing, well, somebody, maybe you did, you said some like a sentence in which it sounded like it's men, and I don't think you necessarily meant it, and it doesn't matter, but it's so I don't know how exactly to name the thing. So it's not necessarily always just men engaging in this.
Yes, that is totally true.
So maybe it's more like specific kind of wound inside us that goes in that direction in some situations. So that
I want to say something, which is there is in my mind a link between male training and pornography. And so just because it's not all men and not only men, I don't want to lose the importance of that. Whatever the percentage of women is, it's small relative to the percentage of men. And so I don't want to, just because I agree with you that it isn't all and only men, I don't want to lose the meaning that comes from the statistical correlation.
Yes, thank you. I like that you expressed that because I didn't manage to say that.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll just leave it here.
Okay.
The other things for some other occasions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Gayano, and then we'll go to Nelly. And I think that will be our end for today.
Thank you, Mickey. I really appreciated the living kind of body memory, or maybe not memory, but the piece that you spoke to. I met you with as though you were giving me information. You were sharing information. You didn't use the word information, I don't think. But it's so powerful to kind of bear witness to the groundedness in you. And also, I think in Anthony, in moving from self-harm and Anthony to naming, I wouldn't have guessed that that's what you'd named. So I'm grateful for you recognizing it, and for that which is in you that gives you room to speak very directly. So those pieces are living qualities, and I appreciate them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But after what you just said, I realized that courage in and of itself is not a soft quality. It can lean on soft qualities or it can lean on harshness. And I think the kind of courage that we witnessed here today was courage that was leaning on soft qualities. And that's when it becomes moving, when we see that. Yeah, thanks. All right, Nelly.
Thank you. Yeah, it's almost like the tears were parked while we were with Anthony, and now they want to come back. Yeah, I also really want to express my gratitude to Julie and what you just opened, and how I got in touch with grief and the mourning that you also mentioned, Miki. And it, yeah, I was reminded of the times that I tried to function and work professionally in a patriarchal system, and then I tried more and more to embrace and embody different ways, and then I was just hit with aggression at times, and like just let go of jobs that didn't see me fit anymore, and yeah, and there's so much anger about it. Like, I don't want that system to, I want to rip that system apart. So whenever I imagine like surrounding the patriarchal realm with a field of love, I just want to rip everyone's head off and burn it to the ground. And I don't know how to
yeah.
have that
Thank
in
you.
me at the same time. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. It means you are not ready at present to surround the patriarchal field with love elsewhere, but you can surround with love your own desire to destroy. That's the first layer. Bring tenderness to that. And from there, not before there, from there, the shift from wanting to rip people's heads off and all of that to anything else comes through the tragic lens, which is another one of the soft qualities that we haven't touched on today. The tragic lens is the most potent antidote to smashing, anger, and all of that, because the tragic lens drains out the wrongness. It just drains out the wrongness. The moment we bring in wrongness, we're actually within the game that we are angry about. And there is something painfully profound, which is if we're going to play the patriarchal game, we are going to lose because we're going to be weaker at it than the ones that are holding power, because they have been trained to feel less. And if they feel less, they can create more harm. So if you try to defeat them, you will be defeated. That's hard. That's a hard lesson to take in. So embracing the tragic lens is our journey out, because it does not minimize in one tiny bit what happened or what continues to happen. It doesn't minimize it. It just holds it with softness. No one was born wanting to bring violence to anything. We're all trained into it. Even when I say and believe that the overwhelming majority of violence in the world has been done by men, I don't associate it with anything essential about men. I associate it only with systemic factors. Do you feel the difference?
yeah, I mean, that's my longing. I want to join together. I want to do this together. I want to relate. I want to do this in relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a journey getting there. It's a journey. And if you follow the line of baby steps, and the baby steps are, what can I bring tenderness to today? You can do a tenderness journal at the end of each day. Look at what happened today, what you faced, what you were angry about, what was crushing, what was this, what was that, and ask yourself, is there any tiny part of any of that that I can bring tenderness to? If you do that every day, something will shift. I totally believe in the power of daily practice. That was a good breath. Something landed somewhere.
Yeah.
And now we just need to see what it will lead to. We don't know now. All right. Anything else before we close?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So I think it's time to move towards closing, and I would like to hear from as many people as possible, as briefly as possible. What are you taking with you from having been here today? What is staying with you? I especially want to hear from people who haven't said anything yet. And I'm open to hearing from anyone. What is staying with you? What are you taking with you? Sarah.
Yeah, I'm really feeling a lot of grief and mourning, not just about how things are in the world, but how things are inside me and how mean and ruthless I am with myself.
Yeah. So again, the first layer of tenderness is be tender towards the lack of tenderness. Yeah, thank you. Cheryl. At 1 a.m.
The whole thing of tenderness has always been very touching to me. And I don't know, really valuable. And it's just feeling from us being together here so much bigger, so much more powerful than I had even already thought or felt.
Glad for that. I have a little place in me that has like a personal thing that wants to support you in having more tenderness and more empowerment. So that's great. Yeah. Shar?
The potency of savoring and how that's different from gratitude.
Yeah. Anyone else? What are you taking with you?
Just the possibility of bringing tenderness to violence.
Yeah. If anybody can post the link to the responding to war with love statement, that would be very nourishing to Rachel, I think. Cheryl will do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kate?
Yeah, so much, but rich from the beginning, just that thing of offering empathy, but the focus being on me, the emotional focus being on me. And the switch of that, like that was powerful. There's so many more things, but just, yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, this was a very nice birthday gift for me, being here, and the pacing and the level of connection was super sweet. Thank you all. I really appreciate.
Thanks,
Bye.
Nikki. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Cheryl, you're muted in case you want to say something.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was saying things that now don't need to be said or heard. Just reminding about the recording. All set with the recording.